social responsibility. So we commend the church and encourage more people to do this.
All right. The festive season is upon us, but the rising cost of transportation, particularly air travel, is threatening to take the shine off the celebration. Air travelers are outraged about the increase in airfares since October due to the approaching Christmas. Now, many Nigerians are now unable to travel by air this Yuletide, as the prices of flight tickets have risen beyond what they can afford. An hour flight now costs between 150,000 to 250,000 naira. Chide?
Yes.
If you can't travel by air, if
Someone
you
was
just pay
telling
this
me
cost.
going to the southeast is like,
Yeah.
you know,
The
I don't know how
flight
to
to
describe
Enugu,
it.
yes.
Imo. People, the airlines have deliberately made flight ticket to the southeast extremely exorbitant. I don't know
because
the reason behind this, because you see, the distance is not as far as going to Maiduguri, it's not as far as going to Kano, it's not as far as going to Abuja.
Why would you? Number of people that want to go.
But that does not,
because it's like a cultural thing for them. They want to go home.
That's true.
So
I think that
the pressure,
it amounts to exploiting our people. Because you know people want to go, then you now say people should come and pay like 253,000 for a return trip to a place not as far as Abuja. So it's unfortunate people want to travel, but they should not be exploited. I see this as exploitation, and we are in a country in which people just do what they like. No one steps in to say, look, this is insane, this makes no sense. Nobody is coming forward to help the ordinary man. People are increasing prices just the way they like. Maybe we had the other day when liquefied gas sellers were complaining that the terminal owners were fond of just that were making too much money, increasing the price astronomically. It does not help anyone. I know that yes, aviation fuel is costly, but some of what we are hearing, some people say, oh, it's because the naira is not stable, this and that. So domestic airlines too are now going to say, because of the fluctuating naira rate, want to kill Nigerians with exorbitant airfares. What do people do? People don't want to travel by road because of the risk involved. Now you are taking 250,000.
So how much am I taking for the celebration? If I have to cough out almost 300,000 naira for my transport alone.
And even if you are to go to my town, for example, even by road, the cost of buying fuel, you should be ready to spend in excess of 100,000, 150,000 on fuel alone. So it's not it's just difficult for Nigerians to face this kind of. I think there ought to be a way by which the regulators can step in and guard against this arbitrary fears that these airlines are coming. Even the cheapest of them all, Dana, usually comes up with the cheapest fare. At this time, people are not finding it easy with them.
They will know that we know that 250, 300,000 is expensive, but some of us will not even think of that, the alternative routes. Going through, God bless Eziwanda, God is good, all this transport company, because our routes, terrible roads.
Yes.
Just want to enjoy your ride, 30-40 minutes.
It has always been the case, especially for those of us from the southeast. Every December, this is what we've always gone through. But it has never been this bad. It has never been this bad. It has never been this bad. At a point, at the beginning of the month, I was trying to book a ticket to Owerri, my state. And we are talking about, it's more than 250 return. A return is about 350, going to 400 now.
I was told.
Yes.
So one way trip is about 200.
Yes. One way is about 200, over 200.
Because
so it's not 150. It's over 200 one way. And
no, Tobo told me 250, 253.
I'm telling you. Oh yes, that's what is one way, not yes, it's one way, not return. It is not return. I'm telling you as a fact.
And one way 200 plus.
Yes, one way 200 plus. That is what it is.
That's
now, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Then you ask yourself, for goodness sake. Now it's not that when you
and the owner of the Airpeace, the market leader, is from the east.
The owner of Airpeace is from east. The owner of United, what's that one? United is from east. These are most of the airlines that go before the other ones, at least this basic two. And the you know, the general impression and people have been talking about it. No, it's a private sector. You have a right to determine, but there have been instances where some transport of states have decided to say, okay, we provide transport for some of our people to come home, rather than going through this route of making it extremely possible. I would have thought that, because people say, I said, what's the problem? They say it's a result of demand and supply. And okay, demand and supply. Demand even demands that if you have so many people going for that kind of this thing, then you can put in more aircraft into that route, because there will be less people going to Abuja in Christmas. There will be less people going to Sokoto. There will be less people going, because it is just like the Muslim festival. You will see that during the Muslim festival, you see a lot of people going to Kano, a lot of people going to Sokoto, going to Maiduguri, and especially those going home. But the reverse is the case. So why will it be that? Why should a 50 minutes flight from Lagos to Owerri be even more? Because do you know even that it's even more expensive to go to the southeast than going to the south now? It's more expensive traveling from the south, from Lagos to the southeast to the south. It is much cheaper to fly from Lagos to Port Harcourt, Calabar, Akwa Ibom than flying to Enugu, Owerri. And you ask yourself, what is happening? This is not good enough. And I think that something should be done about it. It is not just
it's even more expensive than some trips outside Nigeria.
Yes, now. How much is if Ghana?
Lagos to Dakar is 270,000.
You see,
Senegal
270,000.
That is Senegal. That is Senegal here. And you are talking of a 1 hour trip within
our country.
That is happening. And that, not only that, and that is, you know why, you also ask yourself, because what our domestic airlines are doing, the international airlines have taken up as well. It is not expensive for you to travel from here to London than to travel from Accra to London.
Those who cite the volatility of the foreign exchange.
That is it. It is Nigerians now fly from here to Accra.
Yes.
And from Accra,
and
fly to
cheaper.
Yes,
that was why the National Assembly confronted the BA people some years back. And because of that volatility, it's difficult for them to plan. So they felt that, okay, the best way to do it, because the truth is, the exchange rate can be within a matter of hours. You can actually experience fluctuations in the exchange rate. They will tell you, oh, in the morning it exchanged for 150. In the night when you go, they will tell you, no, it's actually higher now. Yeah. So that volatility, there is nowhere else that they will experience that kind of volatility, and they are now making Nigerians to pay more because of that. But during festive seasons, our people can be very opportunistic. You see price of sugar during fasting. Price of sugar goes up. Price of fruits will go up, making it difficult for people who want to break their fast to be able to afford those things. I've seen, I think it was a governor of Sokoto back then, Tambua, that was pleading with them in the name of Allah that don't sell things at exorbitant prices for people during fasting period. Let them be able to fast in peace and be able to afford the things that they need to break their fast. Why are you trying to exploit people? That is what we are seeing with the airlines now. Yes, things are difficult and they too have to recoup their money, but at the rate they are going, more and more people will go off air travel.
And the whole essence is to make air travel affordable to as many people. We know that we know that air travel is elitist to a large extent. But
the alternative is not.
Where's the alternative? Are you going to go by rate? There's no rate from here. The highest rate you can get from here is from Lagos to Ibadan. Abeokuta, Ibadan. That's where it ends. You can't get a rate from here to even Benin. You can't get a rate taking you from here to Enugu or to Owerri or to any part of the south. It's still the safest means. We don't want to know. And while we're even talking about the airline, even the taxes, Biko, I don't know when last we've taken airport taxi of late.
No. In Abuja now.
You see the astronomical increase as well.
Yes, from Lagos
I'm traveling. The office driver will come and.
That is what I'm saying. That's why I say you don't. For those of us who don't have office vehicles to pick us, you can
see as much as 18,000.
Yes.
In Abuja.
Just to get to town.
Just to get to town. Yes.
18,000.
It's about 18K.
Thank God I'm not in that kind.
You see, so you can see what some of us are suffering. That you
not even ask. You not see people asking you now that are you going to come? Can we pay?
So can we just pay? Can we pay ourselves? Can we?
Doesn't make sense for you.
That's what is happening to
people.
Yes, even from the Lagos airport now. Once you land at Lagos airport, try to take a cab from Lagos airport to.
They have their charge.
They should also use.
They show you that rate book.
Look at it. Look at it. So. That in itself is scary because that is not what is obtained in other parts of the world. Air transport is, in fact, there used to be in US, there is an airline, I think it's Sky or whatever is his name, the cheapest airline, that airline, if you book that with $50, you can fly that airline.
If you book ahead,
$50.
And it's supposed to be like that.
Yes, what they will tell you is that you can't carry exactly why you know it. You can't carry and everything. But you'll be able to fly. That is how easy it is.
But if we continue to invest in rail transport and we invest in modern, fast rail transport options, many people will not use the airlines because look at like this light rail that Lagos has done now is very fast. You can imagine if we had that on the Lagos Abuja route, how many people will say they want to go and fly because it's very fast and it's convenient. If a train can do like 240 kilometers per hour, for example, that's super fast. That's super fast. In no time you are in Abuja. You don't need to fly. So if we can continue to invest in rail transport, is still the best. It's still its capacity to move people is greater than any means of transport. So we need to encourage government to invest more in rail transport.
All right.